What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful here. Man, I got to interview AJ Styles. This is an interview I've waited for years. I've watched AJ since he teamed with Air Paris in Air Raid back in 2000, 2001 in WCW. Interviewed his former partner Air Paris recently. Go check that out. So happy that it finally got to happen, and hopefully I get to interview him at length in the future. But you know what? No matter where I interview him at, I'll have peace of mind while I'm browsing the web thanks to NordVPN.com/Fightful. You know, a lot of times when I'm traveling, you're on that Wi-Fi at the hotel, at the airport, restaurants. Not the safest. NordVPN.com/Fightful protect you, and it avoids those geo restrictions that are now no longer an issue because you get to change that remote location with one click. It's super easy to use. It's the fastest VPN in the world. It works on all your devices, phone, smart TV, iPad, a router, laptop, doesn't even matter, desktop, all that good stuff. Thanks to NordVPN.com/Fightful, and you can save 70% on your order, plus get an additional month free. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if for any reason you don't like it, you get your money back. There's no risk. Not only that, you can subscribe to stuff like BT Sport, Netflix in Argentina. It might save you a few bucks on pay-per-view buys and a lot of cool stuff like that. NordVPN.com/Fightful. What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful here with a name you know. Man, this is an interview I've wanted for since I've watched you in Air Raid. That far back.
Wow, that's about almost 23 years ago. Nah, 20. 22. No, maybe 21. Now that I think about it.
So what I did was, I was like, you know what? I've never interviewed AJ before. I'm going to burn a question from somebody who knows him. And they said, who falls asleep faster after a nice late-night sleep cuisine, Anderson or Gallows?
Oh, man, they both fall asleep pretty fast. I'm going to go with Gallows. If he gets a sleep cuisine in him, he's gone.
Did you watch TalknShopAMania?
No.
That's what they said. They were like, his sense of humor is not our sense of humor.
It's not. They think stuff is so hilarious. I'm like, this is dumb. So, yeah I don't watch it.
I was like, what do you think he would say if I asked him? They're like, he did not watch that. There's no chance he watched it.
It's true. There's no chance.
I love it. So we are 6 years removed from your Royal Rumble debut, and I thought that was maybe the most exciting time in wrestling news, what I do, maybe ever. So many people jumping around and a lot of questions. One of the things I've always wondered, just a few days before that Royal Rumble, TNA issued a statement. They're like, hey, we understand AJ's going to WWE. We had some talks with him, all that. Did you hear about that at the time, about them even releasing that statement, and how did you feel at that time?
I had no idea. You just told me, because I had no idea they released any kind of statement. You know, they were the furthest thing from my mind at that point in my career, so why would I even pay attention to it?
Because they said, they were like, oh, well, Gallows and Anderson and Styles, we had talks about them coming in.
Yeah. We did have some talks about that. It was one of those things where I'd got wind of Shinsuke leaving, and I go, oh, guys, I'm telling you, we might need to move on, and I'm ready to get home. And, we kind of had talks, and, it was, and then I had a talk with Triple H. The ball got rolling so quick. Thank God it did.
Do you remember your first meeting with Vince McMahon? Because the people that I spoke to in WWE said he won Vince over pretty quickly once he got in the ring and Vince saw what he was capable of.
That's not true.
Really?
I think the first time he saw me in the ring, he was like, not counting the Rumble. Mm-hmm. First time he saw me in the ring, he was like, oh, man, I got plenty of guys that can do what you do. And he told me what he needed. He needed that pit bull.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, I know that guy. That was someone that I've had throughout my, high school and college career. That was who I was. So he just gave me the opportunity to really just be AJ Styles. Where before I was like, oh, he wants a baby face. What does he want? No, he just wanted the guy that basically was in Japan. And, on the independent scene at that time, I had developed who I was.
So how has your relationship with Vince evolved over the years? Because, it's very clear that he's got an awful lot of trust in you, and we would always hear rumors maybe he would trust in people that had been with him way longer before that, more than somebody who just came in. But, you were put in, integral spots pretty quickly.
I think that, I know this sounds crazy, but in some ways we're very much alike. truth is a big thing. Just be a man, go in there, tell him what the reason is. If you're pissed off, tell him. Let's talk about it. Let's get it over with. Let's be truthful about the whole situation. Let's get it out in the air and we'll deal with it. If you go in there with that kind of attitude, I mean, that's the kind of guy most people want to talk to, especially if they're working for you.
WWE 2K22, and the release date is announced. How has your participation in the creation of these video games evolved since the TNA video game days? Are you, in addition to scans, are they, sending anything to you saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Pretty much zero. Hey, could you stand there and let us scan you? Yep, that's about it.
That's pretty incredible. I mean, that's such a categorical difference from 15 years ago.
Well, the thing is, they already have the way that they're going to do it. Mm-hmm. They know exactly what they want, and the people, the fans, they want a certain kind of game that's built like that. Well, hey, all the power to you.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of No Mercy on Nintendo 64, so that's where I stand.
You ever play Slam Masters on Super Nintendo?
Man,
a little arcadey.
That's what you could do a body slam here or there, but it's not. It wasn't wrestling.
Yeah.
It was
Street Fighter.
Made by Capcom, who made Street Fighter. And so it was more of a fighting game. You could hit the ropes, but it still wasn't the same. Wasn't a big fan.
Any other underrated wrestling games you were a fan of?
King of the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
That was a really cool game. I really enjoyed that one. It was hard to figure out, but nothing will compare to Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, which was a all-Japan wrestling game.
AJ Styles, we're filming this right before the Royal Rumble. How has your Royal Rumble experience changed over the years? Because obviously they're not all going to be like that first one, just even in preparation because it was kept such a secret.
Not all of them are going to be like my second one either. Where I
was there.
John Cena. What a great match that was. But it varies. You're going to be in the spotlight, and then sometimes you're not. This is a roller coaster ride. If you've been in this long enough, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can't always expect to be the top guy, the main storyline. We got to develop new characters as well. So just be patient, wait your turn, and see what happens.
Last question, as you re-signed with WWE a few years ago, you mentioned, this might be my last contract. How are you feeling physically now? How are you feeling mentally now?
Well, I can tell you it's a lot harder to be phenomenal at this age. It's getting more difficult, but when the time comes when I can't be AJ Styles, I'm not sure when that'll be. Who knows? I could get hurt tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I have no problem hanging them up. I did what I've wanted to do. I've worked hard. I'm not done yet. There's still a little bit of gas in the tank. I want to finish strong.
Oh, I would kick myself if I didn't ask you this one. I know our friend Demon Devi. I asked you about your hair. So I heard a story.
She thanked my hair.
She did. She loves the hair, and she's pointing at us now. It was Vince Russo, of all people, who told this story. So had a little bit of doubt. Sorry, Vince. He said that Dixie insisted on flying you to Nashville to see her personal beautician at one point.
I believe I did. I did see her. I believe she bought me some clothes and all kinds of stuff. And that hair was terrible.
How did that not make TV? That's a TV segment right there.
I agree, but it was just the beginning years of TNA. We're still in the asylum.
I thought maybe it was when you had grown it out a little bit. She's like, I like the hair. I got to get you with my hair lady.
No, not at all. Yeah, it was way early in my TNA career.
AJ Styles, it's been a pleasure to finally meet you. Until next time, guys, we're out.